Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn about 4.1 vertex form of quadratic functions. So you are going to be able to find equations of the quadratic function after translation and find the vertex and axis of symmetry. So last time we learned how to where's the vertex and how to write down the equation for axis of symmetry. But we are going to learn how to translate you are going to translate a graph which is in the start from origin. All right. But before we do this, let's start with the do now. So can you grab the function, these two functions by using the calculator? But if you printed out your the packet, you have already this grid. So, but if you didn't, then you should do it on the loose leaf. But if you have a graph paper, you can use it. Only you can draw the line x-axis, y-axis, and label properly. But if you don't have it, just draw this in the loose leaf, right? X-axis, y-axis, write down x, y, and then your interval for x and y must be always even. So one, if you go one this much, then always same interval, 2, 3, 4 like this, okay? Make sure you don't need to draw the whole vertical line. Just put a small dot or, small line, all right? So I'll give you about 4 minutes, okay? Now let's go over together. So if you put this in the calculator, you can find out the coordinate, right? So if you see the graph in the 0, 0, you have the smallest value, lowest value for y equal 2x squared. But you will see the negative x squared in the 0, 0. This is the highest value, right? For y value, it's a maximum. But this one in the origin, you have a minimum. If you draw it, so plot the points one by one by looking at the table, uh, beginning from the origin, right? The vertex. So your graph will be like this: y equal to 2x squared and negative x squared. Start from the origin, plot the about 2 or 3 points to the right, 2 or 3 points to the left, and connect so that this is it's not straight line, right? It's not straight line. Parabola looks like this is curve. There's no straight line. The same thing here. But what do you notice between these two graphs? This y equal to x squared is, compare this and this. What do you notice? That this is narrower, and this blue graph, y equal negative x squared, is wider, right? Do you know why this is happening? Depending on the coefficient of x squared. Coefficient of x squared, the absolute value of this. If the number is bigger, then it goes steeper. To go faster, when x goes 1, y value goes twice faster than the x squared graph. That's why when it goes much steeper, faster, the graph becomes narrow. Everybody get it? So which will make it like that? Coefficient of x squared, the bigger, the steeper, because it's faster, right? All right. Then let's go to today's lesson. So you are going to draw these two graphs, but this we have a y equal to negative 2x squared. By translating, you will get this function, y equal to negative 2, in the parentheses, x minus 1 squared plus 3. We call this vertex form of the quadratic equation. Why vertex form? Because if you see this, you can find out the vertex immediately. So what is the vertex of this one? I show the graph here. Let's look at the graph. We know that this is 0, 0 for this one. But now if you draw the graph, this is blue line, blue curve. So vertex is when x is 1, y is 3, right? When x is 1, y is 3. So you can see the vertex from the equation. So that's why we call this vertex form. So I want everybody remember how it looks like the quadratic equation, the vertex form. So negative 2 is the coefficient of x squared, but in front of the parentheses, you see that this coefficient, same, right? Negative 2. Why this is not x? It's not x squared? But look at here, you have a square here. If you open it, x minus 1 times x minus 1, it looks like it's just square. You do the FOIL, then later x squared, you will see the x squared minus 2x plus 1. But don't worry about it yet. We'll practice that later. But just know that this is x squared and something else here. But now, this won't give you x coordinate. So in the parentheses, this is for x, outside the value is for y value for the vertex, all right? But when this is a minus 1, oh, x value is positive 1 coordinates. So how do you determine if this is, so x coordinate is opposite, for, but y value is as it is, the same. So when you get the coordinate, right? So if this is a minus 1, your x value is positive 1. So if you plug x equal to positive 1, what happens is everything becomes 0, right? Then y value is 3. So when x is 1, actually the function y value is 3. Everybody get it? So when x is 1, this becomes 0, so y equal 3. So this is a vertex. So remember, x is opposite, y is the same. That we should remember this, right? That's the rule. So for example, ax squared, and then you have like this. Let's say ABC all the positive. If you see a in the parentheses, x minus b and square and plus c, you have like this. Then how do you translate from ax square graph? So x square graph in the origin, right? But a is positive, it go up. A is negative, it goes downward. Go downward. This is a is negative, it means negative 2 here, right? Now, so a work that way, but now your vertex. So you are going to translate the whole graph, x first and y, right? X move to the right or left, right? Excuse me. X move to the right or left. So minus b. So x is opposite. So this is b is a positive, right? But minus b. So this is b is positive. Means positive means x go to the right. So how many unit? B unit to the right. And the plus c, then y goes up by c unit. Remember, x goes opposite, y is the same. So everybody understand? So your function, 1 unit to the right, because it's x minus 1, 1 unit to the right, but y is the same, 3 unit up. If this is a plus, x goes to the left, minus 1 unit, all right? If this is a plus. But outside, if this is a minus, what happened? 3 unit down. Let's see with this one. So now, I hope everybody understand. If you have any question, let me know. Now, you go to the Google Classroom, and then can you answer this question? How do you find the vertex by using translation? Get the new function. Get the new function. So if you remember what we just talked about, how to find out the vertex. If you think about backward, right, you can get the new function. All right, please answer it in your Google Classroom question. Then, so can you try this one together? So this is another example. Let's try together. So this time we are going to find out the new function. All right. So you have a y equal to negative 2x squared. And then our question says, translate this function f of x 2 units to the left and 3 units down. And the new function will become g of x. So how do you find out g of x? Right? So we know the negative 2 is the coefficient, right? So let's, if that will be the graph. Negative 2x squared graph is here, right? So we know that if you translate 2 units to the left, 1, 2 here, so x value 2 unit go to the here, right? So vertex will be negative 2. The y go down 1, 2, 3, right? 1 to 3 unit down, y value negative 3. So how do you write down the equation? Can we do it together? One more time, we should keep this form, right? But remember the vertex form. Vertex form, how does it look like a vertex form? So we write down as a g of x, right? G of x equal to what? G of x equal to negative 2. You keep it. In the parentheses, we have x. Now, is it plus 2 unit or minus 2 unit? You should determine, right? You should determine like it. So plus 2 or minus 2? I say plus 2. Why? But x is opposite. Remember, x is opposite, y is the same. So when you go to the left, negative direction, negative, right? It's the opposite. So opposite means negative, opposite of negative is when you go to the left, minus two, negative 2 is here. Yeah, you should put the x plus 2. Easy way to remember is you substitute the negative 2 to the x, you should make this equal to 0. So that's why. So negative 2 plus 2 becomes 0, right? And then y is the same. You 3 unit goes down. 3 unit down means minus 3 outside. That is your vertex form. Everybody understand? If you translate the function, 2 unit to the right, then it's x minus 2, right? If it goes 3 unit up, then it will be plus 3. Yes? Everybody understand? Yeah. So if you understand, now we have, oh, the vertex is negative 2 and 3, you understand. And then equation of axis of symmetry, the vertical line over here, right? Vertical line. How do you write down the equation? Always it start with x equal. So x equal. How about what's the vertex of x value? Negative 2, right? So x equal to negative 2. If you look at the vertex, this one is here. So x equal to negative 2. You find out this way. So now, if you go down to the packet, you are going to see h of x translate 1 and 2, 3. That's all. So you have 3. So you are going to find out how you translate, right? To find out translation by using the translation rule, you find out the the equation, new function for this one, but this one too. But this one you already there's already translation translated. Functions are here. Then you can find out the vertex. This is a vertex form. So when you get this, remember, right? How do you find that this is a vertex? This is for x, this is for y, right? And x is the opposite, y is the same. If you remember that, you can do it. So you can find out the vertex and then axis of symmetry. If the coefficient of x squared is here, it's negative, the graph go downward, all right? So if you do it, please, as usual, uh, take a picture of everything and then turn it in the Google Classroom. All right. Okay, let's stop here.